The Black Box Theater at Vancouver School of Arts and Academics is exactly as the name suggests. No fancy sets, no bright colors, not much of anything. But in that emptiness lies freedom. Freedom to improvise, freedom to take chances, freedom to create. In the show, This Is Not My Home, VSAA students embrace the clown theater technique. They have only their bodies and faces to tell stories with minimal dialogue. They're embracing the emptiness of the black box, filling the void with creativity, laughter, and expression. So tell me about your class, what you like about it, what inspired you to join, and what you're getting out of it.
Well, I joined way back, like 8th grade, I think, when we were just like exploring, and it was what's the word? The like, intensive. It was just an intensive. And we were just exploring, and we were doing like workshops with Arturo. But it's kind of grown since then, and we've done a couple shows at the deaf school, and we've been creating devised theater, and I don't know, it's just so different than anything else we do, and you don't see it around in our community or very much in the arts world, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, it's just something different, and it's just so much fun, really.
Oh, it looks like we're having a great time. Now, Murphy, you write for the clowns. Tell me how your process works.
Well, when I first decided to do this with Annie, it was last summer, and I was quite explicit about not acting because I'm not super comfortable on stage, and I have left those days behind me, but I knew that I could contribute in whatever other way, and because I'm writing, I figure if I write poetry that is in some way inspired by the work they do, in turn they will be inspired by it.
So when they came together, though, and you chose them to do the show, what were their assignments?
This was a whole exploration. First we started with an idea. A girl who was in the company who graduated, we said, we want to connect to the theme. Our school always has an art at the center and theme every year, and we like to try to make things integrated.
Right.
So we asked her, you're gone, but we want your spirit here, so give us a topic. What would you like us to make a play about? And she said the thing she cared about the most was the environment. Then I realized I really wanted to do a clown piece as my last work with them, because they were ready. They were ready to be open, and that's just amazing. Kids, it's hard for anybody. So they were ready, and it would be a beautiful thing. We said, bring to us the thing that matters. If one thing was gone from the natural world, and it would devastate you, what would that be? And they came with these beautiful things. Murphy's was, the thing that she loved the most was the morning when you wake up and the whole world's transformed because it snowed.
Oh, yeah.
That beauty, and it's just different, silent, everything. So we took we took each idea, and what's the essence of, say, the ice caps melting? There's this force that's moving, it's amazing, it's going to cause great trouble later, but it's so slow you can barely perceive it. That essence, then we sent them off with their partners and said, explore that idea with anything, with garbage cans, umbrellas, just explore it. They found the fan, and they found the cardboard, and so the piece you saw with Gracie blowing on Kate and her rolling, it's not a commentary, but it's the essence of that idea of something powerful that moves something very imperceptibly. And then from that we say, well, what's funny and what's not funny and what works, and oh, it's a chase scene, and oh, it's wind power. And oh, so somewhere buried in there, if the audience wants to connect some dots, they can. But otherwise, they're just going to get to laugh and enjoy watching them be silly.
What are some of the rules of clowns? Because you have your own, you seem to each have your own walk, your own personality. How do you decide all of that?
So the way we got our walks is pretty much, everyone has their own, their own walk in a way. So the way I got my walk, I guess I stand up a little bit straighter, and a little bit more, smaller steps. And so pretty much we took what's unique to us, and then we exaggerated it. So it's something that we can do the whole time during the show. So if we stay true to us, it's a little bit easier.
Right.
To stay.
So do you find something about when it comes to your personality? So you found your walk. How do you find your clown personality?
It's just pretty much yourselves, but exaggerated.
Exaggerated. Yeah. Everything's exaggerated. And there are different types of clowns. Tell me about the different types of clowns.
So there are the white clowns, and they are the ones who think they are in charge, and no one listens to them. So they can be like conducting an orchestra, and the orchestra can be playing whatever they want to because nothing happens. There's the Augusts, and there's the first Auguste. They're the ones that are just wily and running around everywhere, and they're the ones who ignore the white clown, and they're the ones whom the white clown is trying to control. But of course, that never happens.
Are there rules that you need to follow as far as what you're able to say and able to do on stage?
Well, our three main rules are, number one, don't hurt yourself. Number two, don't hurt your fellow actors. And number three, don't hurt the audience. And as long as we kind of stay within those bounds, then we're good. And then there are also the clown rules where there's no history. So when you come out on stage, you've never seen anything before. Like the floor is new, the audience is new. Hands? What are these, right? So everything is new. There's no history. Everything is very innocent. There's no motivation behind anything. Nothing is clever. So the clowns don't sit and think, oh, I wonder how I could make this happen. It just happens, and they need to respond to that accordingly.
Do you feel that theater, like your show here, do you feel like it helps kids in so many ways?
Yeah.
How do you see it helping kids?
Right now, there's so many horrible things.
Right.
So many terrible, tragic things. These kids come here every day. They support one another. They learn to trust one another. We laugh. This allows them to dream. Or allows us, like in the third chapter, the clowns, each one of them sort of, Nora, the wild one that's up there, she sort of messes up everybody's dream because she's really insensitive. She's just kind of into throwing noses at people and causing problems.
Right.
And like Eddie loves this bicycle wheel, and they put it in the garbage. It's not a toy, it's a broken bicycle.
Right.
So his hopes get dashed. So there's a sadness of a dream disrupted, or this hope. And so the kids have that. We talk, we share, they physically take care of each other. Emotionally, no rules. It's a real thing. I'm not their director. That's what this is. As Arturo and I don't direct this. We do coordinate, and we keep them safe, and we sometimes have to say, be quiet backstage, because they're kids. But literally, we don't tell them when to start and when to stop. We don't say, scene.
Right.
They are fully responsible, capable actors, and so it's theirs. It's their show. We didn't make any of it up. They did. We help them craft it. And we both have been working artists and know theater well enough to say, well, that's really good, but that's funny to you. Will all of you be in the audience? How many people? Let's expand it a little. Let's look at some. You teach them to observe the world around them. Kate, she's got the voters pamphlet because she cares about civil discourse. And it's so funny because it has nothing to do with anything, but to her it does. And it will to other people too. That voters pamphlet in that clown's hand when she's trapped under a ladder. Here's a woman trapped with a voters pamphlet. Now what does that say? It's really just Kate, they were playing it. Didn't used to be a voters pamphlet. I had my voters pamphlet one day and they grabbed it because they needed a prop. And then we looked at it and went, whoa.
It's great. It's a great bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it wasn't created to be. It
Right.
happened naturally.
Right.
That's what's beautiful about it is we tell them if you try to be funny, you're not going to be funny.
Right.
Arturo Martinini, he's my partner in crime. We've worked together 4 years. He is with the kids in a different way than I am. I'm there, I'm like, they feel safe with me. They feel inspired with him. He's very hard task strong. No, what are you doing? Why? He looks at you, why are they doing this? And I'll say, he doesn't know that he shouldn't hold the curtain, you know,
Right.
little things. But he expects everything from them knowing they're capable.
Right.
He knows they're artists, and he values the artists, and he gives them so much.
What do you get personally from this?
It's just really nice just to make like other people laugh pretty much. I kind of just like feed off of the energy. Like when you're performing, you can kind of tell when an audience really likes it and you feed off that energy. It's just kind of like a connection between you and the audience.
Do you feel like you have a whole family here?
Yeah, definitely.
And I've got to believe that it makes you feel like if things were going wrong at home, you've got your safe haven here with all your buddies and your family, right? Does that feel right?
Right, and there's such a genuine innocence to what we're doing that it doesn't feel, there's no conflict that's truly like troubling, if that makes sense. It's just very pure and genuine and in a lot of ways, sweet thing to be a part of.
When you're watching the clowns perform, what stands out to you? What do you love about this whole process?
I think the most, I don't know, the way they are so genuine about it and the way that it is themselves in whatever way that may take form, it is them. And because I'm familiar with them as people, being able to see them kind of grasp aspects of themselves that are really sweet and pure and gentle and sometimes a little bit kind of crazy, but nothing in a way that is truly terrifying. It's just, I don't know. Well, it's just, I don't know, it's a nice thing to witness, and you can tell that they're learning about themselves through this, if that makes sense.
In Vancouver Public Schools, art is part of the core curriculum. Every student has the opportunity for expression, dance, drama, music, painting, drawing, photography, and much more. And even if you don't have a student in school, you can support young artists by attending their recitals and shows. Just ask at your neighborhood school.